Hello there and welcome to What's the Word from Galway. The helicopters are making noise in the background, so it's good to know the boom is back. David Jennings joining me alongside Shane Mann from our sponsors, Ladbrokes as well. How are you, Jenno? You alright?
I'm fantastic.
Yeah? Ready for your favourite week of the summer?
I am ready for my favourite week of the summer.
Tough week, maybe.
I don't know if it is my favourite week of the summer.
It's
a grind.
Get on brand,
it's
David.
It's a grind. It's
right,
like the 4-mile national hunt chase, and we're only on Tuesday.
Right. Wednesday. We're looking forward to Wednesday. The plate's obviously the highlight. Shane, give us the prices there for the plate.
Yes, so as it stands at the moment, Tom, don't forget as well the extra place of 50 odds, 5 places in the big one on Wednesday. Patrick's Park and Tully's joint favourites at the moment at 8 to 1, 9 to 1. We got a bit slow motion. The plotting shed available at 10s, jury duty at 10s, and 11 to 1 are the rest.
Classy enough horse wins this race now. Used to be just a proper handicap. With these big prize funds, it's trickier and you get a better class of horse. Who do you fancy here?
I hate myself.
Oh no. What have you done now?
I absolutely hate myself. I really don't want to say this, but
okay.
I hate myself even more than I did when I woke up this morning. So I spent a couple of hours going through the Galway Plate.
Okay.
And after all that time, I landed on the plotting
Don't say
shed.
it!
The plotting shed.
Are you serious?
The plotting
shed.
Okay.
Okay.
A horrible
Lay
horse.
your case.
Okay, here's my case as quickly as I can. Okay, he's a maiden over fences.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a huge ask to try and win a Galway Plate, given that he hasn't won over fence so far.
Yeah.
He's rated 142. I think he's crying out for a trip on soft ground with cut, obviously, like he's going to get here after the rain that came last night. Like he's 150 something over hurdles. If you go through his form, like he was second to presenting Percy on this track, so we know he handles the track, okay? I think last season you can forget about a lot of the runs at the latter stages because I think it was a case of let's just try and get him to break his duck over fences. Let's just put him in a beginner's chase. I don't think certain races suited him, especially over 2 miles. I think he's crying out for a trip. He's getting weight off horses that he was a lot better than over hurdles.
Yeah.
And I just think everything is in his favour. I think it could be another Gordon Elliott masterclass, and I think the big danger is a stable companion jury duty. I think it could be a Gordon Elliott feast. I think
well, he is the man for big handicap chases,
yeah.
but
he is. Like, I really hate myself and I hate the plotting shed, but I think he's the most likely winner.
If he wins.
Yeah.
Shane, what about you? Do you have a selection in this
Slow
race?
Motion, Tom, has been one of the best backed horses all week. Was 16 to 1 when we opened the books in this race. Now into 9 to 1 as it stands. First time Hager going on the JP runner as well. Don't forget that this horse was a winner of a Grade 2 hurdle back in his novice days as well. Yard in flying form, Joss O'Brien. He had a double at an ace in the flat last week as well. So at 9 to 1, Slow Motion, that's going to be my pick of the big one on Wednesday.
Okie doke. Another big race on Wednesday is the Sussex Stakes. You are a forgiving man, as we saw with Plotting Shed. Are you forgiving enough to tip up Expert Eye here, or are you without Perel?
Yeah, I fancy Expert Eye, I really do.
Okay.
I just thought he turned a corner in the jersey. Like, to put the distance he did between the field in the space of time that he did, to come from as far back as he did, I know they're questioning his stamina over a mile. I think he'll stay. He obviously, his best performance visually was almost last year as a 2-year-old at the track. And I think the ground is going to be pretty similar. I think the contours actually suit him because I could just see him swooping down the outside. I just think Without Parole has been mopping up races that were kind of not that good, and I think he's just getting by. I thought he was given a good ride at Ascot in the St James's Palace Stake. I just think Expert Eye is a better horse than him, and it looks a 2-horse race.
Yeah, it does look that way. How did they bet, Shane?
Yeah, 6 to 4. The Jolly Without Parole is at the moment, Tom. Expert Eye 9 to 4 for Dave. 6 to 1 Beat the Bank. 7 to 1 Gustav Klim. 10's bar.
Okie doke. Let's get back to Galway then. We start with an intriguing maiden hurdle. Debouche, second season novice. He can have a go here. He's still a maiden, obviously. Will he win this?
He probably will, yeah. He's going to be short.
Yeah, be odds on, I'd say.
Yeah, he's going to be short, but he is the most likely winner. It's one of these cases, if all the horses were the same price, we'd all be back in the Boucher. One that could be a huge price that I thought would run well is Spearling from the Pat Kelly stable. Davy Russell is booked. I thought it was a real Galway prep last time at Roscommon. He had the winner and the second, Pat Kelly. Back in the field was Shearling, I think it's pronounced. And I just thought that run, they've always thought a bit of this horse, and I just wouldn't be surprised at a double figure price if you've seen a bit of money for it. I wouldn't be surprised if it ran well. Yeah,
well, Debouche can find ways to get beaten, so there is that too. Right, on to the second race at 5:40. It's a tricky handicap hurdle.
It is a tricky handicap hurdle, and I don't have a huge real fancy in a Santiago de Cuba is likely to be quite short. Beaten odds on favourite last twice in maiden hurdles at Killarney, and was very disappointing in Roscommon in the aforementioned race that Shearling ran in. I think I think it's probably one to watch. I don't really fancy
You
anything.
fancy
Don't
anything
forget
in that?
an extra place in that race as well, Tom, so do be wary of that, an extra place in that 540 handicap hurdle. Powers Bomb, if he gets in, should be a big enough price as well, around 20 to 1. Hook back on as well, and his hurdles mark, of course, is £18 lower than his chase rating as well, so it could be one of their prices.
Following that's a big night again for the amateur riders with this maiden. What a night it was for Aubrey McMahon, doing back-to-back in the JPT on Monday night. Obviously, let's not talk about Limini's. You're sore from Annie a puncher, but what do you make of this?
Yeah, again, I thought it was tricky. One race that just skipped over was the 610, the Mayor's Handicap Hurdle. That's probably my strongest fancy of the day.
Strongest fancy of the day?
Yeah,
okay,
it is, yeah. I really like Rosie Alice for Charles Burns. Was second in the race last year. That was off a mark of 108. Was so unlucky. If you remember down in the dip, Davy Russell got cut off. He nearly actually unseated rider that day. She hasn't ran over hurdles since the Dublin Racing Festival. Her mark at the moment is 115. So I think Charles has been keen to keep her mark for this race. He's booked Darragh O'Keefe, who's had a terrific time of things. I think he's had 3 winners in the last 2 weeks. He's a great association with William de Burleigh. I think this has been the plan since this very day last year, and I think Rosie Alice will win.
Okay, Rosie Alice, Charles Solanda plot.
Yes.
Amateur riders, maiden?
No strong opinion. Diamond Hill from the Willie Mullins stable, I thought wasn't helped by the way the race was run last time. A real slow bumper in Killarney. The Mees love to have a runner here. Wouldn't be surprised if that was just to get tuned up for this. So slight preference for that. I think the Weld horse is probably, I think it's rated 78. It's fairly exposed, and I just about favour Willie's.
Okie doke. We've obviously gone through the place already. The Toad.com handicap then, the penultimate race there, over 10 furlongs. Got quite a few in this, like, you know, Aidan O'Brien, Ger Lyons have ones in. What do you fancy?
I fancy a spare, the filly from Ger Lyons' stable. She's rated 90. I think they think she's quite a bit better than that.
Yeah.
And the key thing is that rain, because she won on her debut in a maiden on soft ground. I think she needs cutting the ground. We seen here the other day with Xander, who was beaten in a fast ground maiden at Down Royal. Couple of days later turns up here with cutting the ground and was very impressive. I think his spare has been crying out for some cutting the ground, so I think she's better than the handicap.
It's kind of funny, like Ger is one of those people that previously had always given out about wanting quick ground, and as soon as he gets some rain he's firing them out. Anything for you in that, Shane?
Nothing for me in that. I'm just going back to the Mayor's handicap hurdle just very quickly. I think the last innings there with the chance should be around a 9 or 10 to 1 chance. Not ground dependent as well, which is crucial here at Galway. As one in heavy and a good runs off a mark of 110 could go well.
2 mile handicap to close the card on Wednesday. Anything jumping off that card?
What's in it again?
We got Rock On Dandy, Slippery Serpent, Water Sprite, Falak in there as well.
Jeffrey's Girl.
The one I thought was quite
Dermot.
interesting actually was Mr. Everest from the Tony Martin stable. Looks the type of Tony Martin horse that has been laid out for the race. I wouldn't say we've seen the best of him yet, and I'd say you could see a bit of money.
Tudor City ran well yesterday.
Yeah, and obviously you'd have the likes of Dalton Highway in here for Dermot Weld, who could be quite short as well.
The market will reveal all.
The market will reveal, not time, the market. Okay, right, come on, give us some best bets on the card then. For the plate, start with you,
For
Shane.
the plate, Tom, just to mention briefly that extra place, one of 4 extra places in our Republic of Ireland shops throughout tomorrow. And don't forget as well that money back offer at Goodwood and at Galway. Slow motion for me in the first time headgear for JP McMahon to land a bit of a plot. That's going to be my nap on the card. Powers Bomb down in the handicap hurdle of 540, another extra place race. And I think without parole, the banker, the treble in the Sussex.
Go on.
Yeah, my nap is Rosie Alice in the 610 at Galway. I'm going to go for, I'm going to put in the plotting shed because, as I said already, I hate myself for fancying him, but I think he could really win, and I'm going to give Expert Eye. I'm going to take Shane on in the Sussex.
Okie doke, I'm with Expert Eye. I'm also with Peregrine Run in the plate as well, and a spare for Ger Lyons too later on the card. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow, back here at Galway.